In this video, we are going to see about Wheatstone's bridge. It is an important 5 marks question in current electricity lesson. Wheatstone's bridge is an electrical circuit used to measure an unknown electrical resistance by balancing a bridge in a circuit, and it is also used to compare resistances. It is an application of Kirchhoff's rule. In the Wheatstone's bridge, there are four resistances PQRS and they are constructed as a network. A battery of potential psi or EMF psi is connected between A and C. I is the current flowing through the circuit. This current I is being split into I1, I2, and I3 and I4. A galvanometer is bridge between B and D. G is the galvanometer and Ig is the current passing through the galvanometer. Kirchhoff's current and voltage rule. Current rule. The current rule says that the algebraic sum of the currents at any junction of a circuit is 0. This is the junction and the currents entering the junction, that is I1, I2 and I3 are taken to be positive, and the currents I4 and I5 going away from the junction, and so they are taken to be negative. So I1 plus I2 plus I3 minus I4 minus I5 will be equal to 0. That is, the algebraic sum of the currents at any junction of a circuit is 0. The next rule is the voltage rule, or it is also called the loop rule. The algebraic sum of the product of the current and resistance of each part of the circuit is equal to the total EMF included in the circuit. Let us consider the loop E, A, C, E. Here the product of current and resistance is I1 into R1. In this part of the circuit, it is I2 into R2. Here it is I3 into R3. The product of the current and resistance is I3 into R3. So, applying the voltage rule, we can write it as I1 into R1 plus I2 into R2 plus I3 into R3. Here we must take the direction of flow of current, that is I1 is flowing this side, I2 is flowing this way, and I3 is flowing from here. So these currents are going in the same direction, and so they are taken to be positive. For further details, see the Kirchhoff's rule video I am giving in the description. And for the next circuit, A, B, C, A, the current I4 is passing from A to B, I5 is passing from B to C, and I2 is passing from A to C, right? So it is in opposite to that of I4 and I5, and so it is considered to be negative. So how can we calculate this voltage rule? I4 or 4 plus I5 or 5 minus of I2 or 2 will be equal to 0 because there is no EMF included in this loop. According to Kirchhoff's current rule, at junction B, this is junction B, and current entering the junction B is I1, and current going out of the junction is Ig and I3. And so the current entering could be taken as positive and current leaving is taken as negative. And so I1 minus Ig minus I3 is equal to 0. At junction D, the current entering the junction is I2 and Ig, and the current leaving is I4. So I2 plus Ig minus I4 is equal to 0. So these are first two equations. And now we are applying Kirchhoff's voltage rule for this loop A, B, D, A. For the loop ABDA, the voltage rule will be I1P. P is the resistance and I1 is the current flowing. And here G is the resistance and Ig is the current flowing. And here R is the resistance and I2 is the current flowing. When we take the current flow to be in clockwise direction, I1P will be positive, IgG will be positive, but here I2 will be negative, and so it is I1P plus IgG minus I2R is equal to 0. That will be the third equation. Now let us consider the loop A, B, C, D, A. For this, voltage rule will be I1P plus I3Q minus I4S and minus I2R. When we take the current to be flowing in the clockwise direction, this I1 will be positive, I3 will be positive, I4 is negative and I2 is also negative. So we get I1P plus I3Q minus I4S minus I2R. That is 0. This is the important condition, that is the bridge galvanometer is being balanced. That means the potential at B will be equal to the potential at D, and so the current flowing through Ig will be 0. So the first equation will become I1 minus I3 is equal to 0, or I1 is equal to I3. And the second equation will become I2 minus I4 is equal to 0, or I2 is equal to I4. And the third equation becomes I1P minus I2R is equal to 0, or I1P is equal to I2R. Equation 4 will become I1P plus I1Q is equal to I2S plus I2R. This I1 could be taken as common, and so it is I1 into P plus Q. Here I2 could be taken as common and I2 into R plus S. This is the sixth equation. We can divide equation 5 by 6. That is, equation 5 is I1P is equal to I2R. So by dividing equation 5 with equation 6, I1 into P plus Q divided by I1P is equal to I2 into R plus S divided by I2R. The I1 and I1 will get cancelled, I2 and I2 will get cancelled, and so we get P plus Q divided by P is equal to R plus S divided by R. This could be rewritten as 1 plus Q by P is equal to 1 plus S by R. 1 and 1 gets cancelled, and so we can write it as Q by P is equal to S by R, or the reciprocal of this, P by Q is equal to R by S. This is the Wheatstone's bridge balanced condition. If one of the resistance value is unknown, we can find the value of the resistance. Now let us see an example for determining unknown resistance using Wheatstone's bridge. What is the value of X when the Wheatstone's network is balanced? When the Wheatstone's bridge is balanced, we have the formula P by Q is equal to R by S. P is 500 ohm, Q is 800 ohm, and R is 400 ohm plus X, and S is 1000 ohm. So by applying the formula, we can write it as 500 divided by 800, that is equal to X plus 400 divided by 1000 ohm. X plus 400 will be equal to 5 by 8 into 1000. 1000 by 8 will be equal to 125. So 5 into 125 is 625. X is equal to 625 minus 400. That is, X is equal to 225 ohm. So Wheatstone's bridge is being solved with shortcuts, and you can see in the link for those videos in the description box. Thanks for watching.